I just want to share a message right as we're starting here from a friend of ours. He says, I believe I need to make a choice. So we can kind of have that as a thought as we head into our inner space. Have that choice. We can make the choice within ourselves. We can let that thought just bring us into this inner space. So we can right now make a choice to be here right now. We can know that the quiet within has nothing to do with what the ears hear. This moment is waiting for you.
Open up for sharing early tonight. Laura, you said you need to leave early, so you can give some space for sharing if you like.
You read my mind. Yeah, I was feeling to share early on. Well, for 2 days I could feel like just not at peace. It's sort of what I said last time, like it's bearable. It's almost worse when I'm in that place where the fear isn't so bad. It's just, I did notice last night that I'm just, my innocence goes. But then last night when I got in bed, I just felt pure hatred. And I don't really know I can't be with that either. Intellectually, I'm saying to myself, I know this is not really towards, this is self-hatred. And I know that intellectually, but it's not what I feel. I can't get in touch with. And as soon as I sit down to say, okay, then let's just allow this hatred, it's like, just goes. I can get in touch with the anger or the sadness, but
that's beautiful. That it goes away when you feel allowing, and you just allow how you feel. But yeah, I was going to say too, to see this unreal. It's not defining you at all. There is a text in the manual for teachers where Jesus says, he talks about how does the teacher of God deal with magic thoughts. And the first is not to attack them. So when somebody has magic thoughts is unreal thoughts, attack thoughts, or unhelpful beliefs that they're going for illusion, And so he's giving advice how you, as a bystander, as someone who perceives it, how do you deal with it? And it might help you to read that one.
What's it called?
How does the teacher of God deal with magic thoughts?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I do feel like progress doesn't ever feel like the right word, but I do feel like there's progress in my response because I'm just very direct and clear and don't really buy into any of the other nonsense. I just, but that's happening on paper, and yet that's not what's happening in my system still. It's
yeah, but it's a step. It will shift your whole system too. But it's such a prayerful experience, when you deal with somebody who attacks. or who has unreal opinions based in their own fear. You know, they project. It's projection. And if you let it hurt you or get to you, then, you know, you bought into something unreal, but it's not real. It's not saying anything about you.
Yeah, I can feel some tension.
Yeah. When he's saying in that chapter, don't attack them back, basically.
So there's no attack back in the messages, but there is definitely attack back in the thoughts, you know.
Yeah. It's not really about the words you say, like you're feeling that it's about your own thoughts.
Yeah.
If you let it in or not.
Yeah. And how long it takes me to get out of it, you know. I like being stuck here. There isn't anyone around me that that's wants what I want and, you know, the same purpose. And yet I bumped into my cousin's ex-partner in town, and it was just a spontaneous meeting, and it was so lovely. Like, so, yeah. He was so open with his feelings about the breakup, and yeah, it was just a lovely joining. So then I feel even more sad, because I think, why can't I do that with Gareth?
Well, he may meet another cousin of yours and share like that.
There's enough of them to meet.
Well, it's easier with someone on a distance, you know.
Yeah. But it was nice just to see a man, you know, because I was crying in the street, and then he had tears in his eyes, and so it was a bit of unwinding around, my beliefs about men and just people in the world that's not possible with, and it was so possible and so connecting.
That's beautiful. And maybe just see that as a symbol, you know, that you can even bring that symbol into your heart, into this breakup. Because I think all this attack is hurt and fear.
Yeah.
It's not real attack, it's just hurt and fear underneath.
Yeah. I just need to stop this self-attack as well.
Yeah, sometimes we just need patience, Lori. Patience with the situation. Just keep releasing it, handing it over, releasing interpretations. And really becoming so strong in spirit that you just know these are unreal thoughts or magic thoughts. The voices of the dead, you know, it's what Jesus calls it. Yeah. The talks of the ego, it's the voices of the dead. And we don't want to listen to that. The lying tongues. We talk about the lying tongues. Today I'm not going to listen to lying tongues. I'm just going to listen to you, Spirit. Really peaceful and loving.
So who else is something to bring forward? Something to share? Trisha?
Hello, everyone. Lovely, mighty companion. You're so gorgeous. It's not your fault. What can I say? You're gorgeous. That's all.
There must be a mirror. What is in the eyes of the beholder?
Hot, hot, hot. Not only the weather. And and I'm a lemon. You see, guys, I'm lemon.
I love it. You look like a tree we have here. It's
Yeah,
beautiful.
No, this morning I was just, I'm still at my clearing up and shredding all, well, not all, but many documents. Like I told you about the big boxes, that it's my final paperwork document that I need to let go. And so it was so fascinating, because today I'm doing 1 year at a time. Like in that pile, it was just I realized how much I traveled that year. Oh my gosh, it was unreal. But there were like some kind of guilt in some way, because I was just looking at all the bills, like all the money. I was shredding this, and I was, oh my God, that's so much money. And oof. And today I wish I had this money. But it was the experience, and it was in those days, that's what the guidance was. So that's what was happening. So nothing to, but I don't know, it's all this it's so challenging, and there's so much when I'm doing it, there's so much fear in trying to clear all kind of emotion, which is, it seems so peculiar, right? But it's to let go of this life, like this self-concept. And it was like I was shredding the year of 2013. And I felt like the self-concept going in. I wonder if ego works that way, let's shred 1 year at a time.
Right. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why is it that it's so difficult to let go? Like, as I was shredding it, I felt like going back and saying, no, I want to keep it. I want to keep it, and I kept shredding, and I'm doing it. I think it will be like, not that expensive, to go to a professional and have it like shredded, like in a business. But no, I don't want to do this, because I think just the act of doing it is some kind of release, that it's bye-bye, let it go. Every time I shred something, it's like, I don't know, it's just an action. Anyway, guys, I just want to say that I love you, and that's all I have to share. So yeah, so thank you.
Love you too. Feels good. It feels like you're in a good phase of letting go, clearing, simplifying.
Yep.
Mm.
Let it all go. Let it all go.
Thanks for sharing your joy too. And for sharing also what is difficult. Yeah, I think from the higher perspective, from a truer perspective, we see how little life on earth was, and how meaningless, and how short. And here we seem to put so much meaning on events in past, even years, or what was.
Yeah, what was, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's true, it's so meaningless. Yeah.
Yeah, I think from the higher perspective, from the higher self, you will just smile and just feel so warm in your heart for all the love, for what is real. And what the person was concerned about will not even be understood from that place.
Yes, yes, yes. Don't want to understand anything.
I saw Barret and me from a higher perspective one time in meditation. It was so fun and beautiful. It was just a white light and we were just like dancing. And that was the higher perspective's image of our life. This is just white light and joy. Yeah. Yeah. All are concerned. They don't mean anything. Thanks for being here with us. You're so beautiful. You too.
Thank you.
Yeah, we can go to Julie and Richard.
Yeah, I feel like sharing because Patricia incredible because I had it for since 2011 until the pandemic. That was lots of money as well. Can you hear me?
There was something cutting out there.
Okay.
What you said.
So I had a business. I was a businesswoman. I had employees. I mean, I was not able to let go of my stock and my papers for the last 3 years. It was in a small room downstairs here where I live. So now I got rid of all the stock, but then there was the 2 huge box of paper. And like 2 weeks ago, I had this spark and I sat downstairs, and to me downstairs, it's like the subconscious mind, and everything was so symbolic. And I went through, oh my God, more than 2 boxes. Actually, there was a file cabinets and like all my file. I went through everything and I kept maybe, I don't know, 8% of what I had. So but I don't have a shredder and I don't have a place to burn it. And so I put it in boxes, but the same thing, like I hear you, Patricia, going through papers and saying, my good, I should keep that as a proof that I made money. And I'm like, God, no, I don't need that. I don't need that. Like it's so strange to really reflect and pause on oh, this, but it's important. No, it's not. No, it's not. And to not overthink it either. And today I had this morning, I did the lesson, which is one of my favorite lessons. It seems to show my mind that all the details, every details that separates, there's no space between things and people. And so I was in this space, and suddenly I thought, oh, maybe I can ask what he thinks about those boxes that I could came through. So I asked you, what do you think? And he said, oh, that's easy. You can put it in my truck. And I'll dispose of them, because there is a place that's very cheap, and compared to here, it's so expensive here, and it can be like, I don't know, $50 a pound or whatever crazy stuff. And he said, I went the other day at this other place, and I'm going there, and it's $5 for a big load, and it's so easy. And I said, yes, okay, let me load this. And so there was boxes of, so it's in the truck right now and ready to go. Just, oh my gosh, it was easy. So,
Good job.
thank you. That's it for me. Thank you for listening and being witness. And I'm thinking all of you when I go through things like that. I feel this force, this presence.
Beautiful.
Thank you. I look forward to seeing you in person.
Yay, next
Yeah.
month. Yay. I'll lit this month.
This month, very soon.
Yeah.
Just a few weeks. Yeah.
It's my turn.
If you want, yeah.
I'm feeling like I have all these decisions to make, and I don't know how to make them or how to go about it, and I don't know. Feels like I have, in one way, like I'm not sleeping, but there's this energy, but I feel tired at the same time, and because it's kind of a resistance to being present, living, because I don't feel like I know what I'm doing or where I'm going.
How do you feel around your van?
I'm still attached to it, and I'm worried that I still need it when film comes back. Will I still be working in film and need it for that? Because it's the job I was doing before. It just felt like really awful to not have a van and not be able to rest a little bit in the day, because it's 18-hour days, that sort of thing. So the van feels necessary for that. So I don't know if I'm going back to that. And I'm having this kind of experience of, it feels like either I stay in this same place and it's not satisfying, and reminds me of that song David would talk about, it's not very good, it's not very, or I have to be enlightened. And there's like, and I'm struggling. It's like I was saying to a friend yesterday, what about all the little miracles in between? Like this is how I can see how my mind is going. It's either I stay here or I have to somehow find how to be enlightened. And it's something I have to do. The person
That's
has to.
not your job. That part is your job, to find how to be enlightened. Your job is to take the guided steps.
Well, that's really what I'm struggling with, is I don't know what the guided steps are. I'm getting the feeling, these urges to, I should be doing something in some sort of function, but I don't know what to do. Like if Julie says, can you give me a hand? Like she asked me this morning, I was like, yes. Like there's something, okay. I but I'm feeling like there's so much like that I feel this big, I don't want, like I barely even want to like feed myself. It's like if there's, I mean, I don't have much of an appetite either, but there's so many like regular things that just feel so heavy for me. It's just like,
Yeah, that's another thing David has said. Why eat? Why do we eat? Is that there are no reason to eat other than for joy, which is to do anything is for joy, So I think there's so many habits that we have been taught as humans that you should do. You should eat regularly. You should behave and do certain things as a human. But yeah, sleeping. But yeah, those habits are trained. They're not going to make you happy to follow them. So in a way, it's actually very liberating to let them all go. Even the idea of sleeping regularly, even the idea of sleeping at night. What is time for? Is it to keep some kind of regular schedule, or is it for using every moment? Yeah, actually to reach enlightenment. Actually to follow the spark inside, There is a spark inside, and the ego will give its answer. It will say, well, go eat now because you didn't eat today yet, or you got to sleep now because otherwise you don't get enough sleep and you're going to be tired tomorrow. That's the ego's plans. But every moment, it's like he says in the Course, every moment God calls, the ego will answer with an idol. And the future planning is definitely an idol, and the idea that you will do what you did in the past, in the future, and you're so afraid of letting go. Right now, that's this fear-based. It's like living in this. It's a bit like living in the past, thinking that the future is gonna, something from the past is gonna come back. I don't know if you have a hope for that or wish for that, or what is that?
well, it's a fear of, I'm just going through this fear of looking after, like I still think I need to look after myself. And I can't rely on anything or anybody else to do that. So
Well, you're here to release you.
pardon?
You're here to release you, to give over Richard, and definitely to give over how will Richard be sustained. That question.
Yeah, that's a scary part. Yeah.
So if the motivation to keep the van is fear-based, if the motivation to keep it is based in a past idea about what you did and what you think you should do or could do, I don't think this is a strong enough reason. Or a clear enough purpose. It's fear-based. And sure, it can be scary to let go of something when you still have fear, but I found the steps are often that way. You sense intuitively that it's time. And the signs are showing you that, because there is no film business job going on. There's no such thing happening. It seems like it is the past. It's something you did. I will really trust now, even if there's some fear, to take the steps. Because otherwise, I think you're just holding on, and you won't see what's around the corner.
I keep getting that image of that post on Facebook of a little girl holding her favorite doll. She holds it so close. And then in front of her is like God reaching out for that thing she values so much. But behind his back is like this amazingly better thing.
Huge teddy bear.
But she can't see the huge teddy bear until she lets go of the little one that she's familiar with and hands it over to him.
And it's delightful to start to use your time for spirit, for awakening, for enlightenment, you know, because that's not a future thing. It's in that moment when you have the despair. That's the moment to go for awakening. That's the moment to release the worry around the bodily preoccupations. Which finally we get caught in that when when you lose purpose, or when there is a lot of fear. It's like some kind of safety, or you start to question when you're actually loosening up from it. You don't feel like eating, you know, and you obviously don't feel like sleeping that much, you know. And to not worry about that is key, and to allow that, and to give it back to spirit, to say, well, I'm obviously not can sleep right now. Please, you show me how to use my time. Give it back. Give the responsibility back to spirit of what it is. And joining in mind, joining in person, you know, it's a good use time. So I think even to give yourself a little time when those thoughts come up, like about the eating, for example, to sit for a bit, sit with your thoughts and hand them over and see what can come in instead. Because every time there is fear, there will be this form solution. Ego will suggest something, but to give yourself a little time, then you know that's really helpful.
So when I do wake up in the night, it feels like, I can't hear, I don't know where to focus or what to do, and I guess there is fear there or something is wrong. And kind of like have these moments where I just have no idea what to do with myself. And it's like I'm reaching for, exactly like I think what you're saying, reaching for a solution. What's the right thing to do now? And like I feel like I could hardly just sit with myself.
Yeah, and there could be more stuff coming up if you do sit with yourself. There can be more healing happening. I think it's often like a threshold to to overcome, because there is so much fear of stillness. There's fear of looking within. There's fear of getting still, and there is a threshold to get over, you know, to get still. And until you reach the threshold, there will be a preoccupation. There will be lots of solutions, distractions. or even just annoying thoughts and feelings. But if you can get over a cross threshold, it will be rich. It will be, you will feel purpose. You will have thoughts and feelings move through, and you may not even want to get out of that place. I like this poem by, I think it's Kafka. It's about, he says, just sit. You don't even have to leave your room. You don't even have to leave your chair or something like that. Just sit and watch how the whole universe rolls up in front of you. I always love that one.
Mm.
I shared a memory on Facebook yesterday. It was like, to a mind that is still, the whole universe surrenders. So you know your themes, you know, you can see the distracting themes in your mind. So you can even see them even more instead of letting them run you. You know, I can see you, I can see this and not buy into it.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, you're on in the portal to the mystical awakening. It's a mystical path where we realize that the universe is in our mind. All these fearful scenarios aren't fearful.
Mm.
Yeah. I just feel how loved you are. And that it is safe. Yeah, it is safe. It's safe to make changes. It's safe to take some steps, even if you don't see what's going to come.
Mm.
But yeah, also don't push it. You take it in your own pace. Use your time to commune with spirit and take it in your pace.
Thank you.
Love it.
Thank you.
So much fun.
My boxes are going. I see them out there. And by them.
It's so symbolic. Yeah, I was just thinking of that, the simplification. Yeah. The human beings and self-concept come with a lot of attachments or gadgets. What do you call it when you have a lot of, I mean, the less awake, the more weight you come with, the more stuff. And then you simplify, you let go, you release, you know, and what's left is more and more light. It's more and more just spiritual awareness, which is the true identity. The false identity is going away with all its heavy weight. We watched, the two of us watched The Whale last night. That was heavy weight. That man, you know, he was so afraid of moving through his emotions. So afraid of that. And so much self-hatred and self-judgment and just, yeah. lost under all his weight, like literally. But there was a love, there was a spark in him. And in the end, at the end of the movie, he just went into the light.
Yeah, into the light.
Yeah. It was the highlight of the movie, the last few seconds. The rest is quite just showing some misery, the misery of the being a human, a certain human.
Yeah, when we're certain that we're a human, that's misery.
Thank God we're not. We can watch those little characters, you know. Like I said earlier, from the higher mind's perspective, they're so small, these little humans and what they do. And if you see yourself that way, you don't take yourself so seriously. And the choices you make and the decisions you make, they seem so serious and seem like they can affect you so much, and you can make a wrong decision. And then you're condemned, you know, this is not true. We need to watch these little humans from the higher perspective and not take ourselves so seriously.
Yeah, Zoom is very helpful because it's like there's a lot of little humans here.
Yeah. It's very helpful. Yeah, and it's not what we are. These bodies are not, they cannot contain us at all, and they don't. We're so joined in mind, you know. That's all there is. And it would be sad if you're personally responsible for your choices and your future. It would be sad and heavy. Jesus has told us we are only responsible to accept the correction, to accept that we are free, to accept that we are mind, holy mind, nothing but mind, and not form. We're not responsible for the error. We're not responsible for the mistake. Even past mistakes can be faced and released. And be responsible for them. And he says the only real satisfaction is doing God's will. Only true satisfaction comes from doing God's will. Until we get that, until we go through the layers to find what that is, we will seek in the wrong places. We will distract. So that's a nice prayer too. What is God's will? You know, it's very nice to just be with that thought and ask. What's God's will right now? And I think it is, he's saying, you know, it's for you to be happy. It's for you to know I love you. And then you find out you can be used as a miracle worker. You can find ways of sharing the joy in the moment. That's simple, and you do it with your thoughts. And you can do it by when you see people too, but you do it with your thoughts. And it's no effort. This is really like spirit's thoughts coming through you. You just make space. Release your worries.
Yeah. It's been a beautiful time with you all.
Some big hugs to everyone.
Mhm.
Take care.
Yeah. Have a great rest of your day, great evening.